Hey guys, today's video is going to be on brawling with a real brawler. We're going to be doing heavyweights, OWC, and be using a 5'10" guy with very short reach, with no straight stats, no jab stats, and really brawling. So we've got two full fights versus these OWC heavyweights, and both of the people I faced were undefeated and they got monster records. So we're gonna brawl them, and basically our style is gonna kind of be like Maidana. It's not pretty. There's no slick sidestep uppercuts and all that bullshit. It's just going forward and smashing on people with power. So we're gonna also build a character, and I got a lot of other just nuanced like tactics to use. We'll be looking at a graphic here in a moment on that. So there's a couple of prerequisite things. There we go. That we're gonna get through here first. It's gonna be about 8 minutes or so, maybe 10, and we'll get started here. So again, we're just going to be very aggressive, and this is a strategy that I use basically all the time. Been using it for years, and I win a lot, So we'll go over that. Also, a lot of this is very important. This is going to help with runners. You see how we're going to stay on people and just be in their face basically the whole time. And like I said, we're going to have these other tactics come up as we go through the two fights. But it's a very effective way, and it's a lot of fun, and you get a lot of knockouts, and you don't really fall victim to like sidestep uppercut people or backstep straights, all that. It's a very fun, effective way to play the game, and it's very noob friendly. For new people that don't really have a strategy, or you're kind of finding your way, because I know the game's available now for basically for free almost. But this will be something that you could really use right away and win a lot of fights. And so there's more tactics. Like I said, we're gonna be doing like these pushing, which is realistic, unlike the sidestep uppercut that's spammed. And so anyway, in the game, we're gonna be cutting people down and just beating them up. So throughout the fights, there's gonna be a lot of this. Another thing too is you're gonna be able to beat these big giants. There's so many people, or these massive spammers. We're gonna be using, like I said, a 5'10" guy, and be a lot easier to beat these guys. Also, you'll be able to hang in there with anyone, like this dude here, hardcore spammer. We got the tactics for that too. So it's just it's easy to use. You can be a new person and get started with it. We're gonna get going here in just a minute, but again, you can see here we're just plodding forward, taking our time, and then when we have an opportunity to open up, we're gonna smash on them with power. And one of the benefits of using a real brawler is when people want to bang with you, like they don't, it's not a spammer, you can have a lot of fun and you can oblige people, and hang in there with them. So we're on the right here. See, 5'10". Most people are 6'7", 6'8". You can see it's gonna be kind of tricky for them. Also, another thing, a benefit of having a short reach and short brawler is if anyone tries to come up on you and beat you down, like most often, it's not going to work because they have the stats that are with the long, huge arms. That it's just not going to work. And again, you don't have to back up. You don't have to back up. You can just go forward, and no one can really do anything to you. As long as you don't fall victim to like backstep straights, all that. But anyway, you can see here, this is a brawler. I actually do really good on OWC and heavyweight on Xbox, the most spam ridden division there is. Still win all the time. So any of you could do it too, because like I'm nothing special. But it's just I understand the game. That's the idea behind these videos, just kind of share with you what I've learned over the years. And we're going to do the build, but this is basically like what our stats are looking like. You can see there's really no jab, no straights, any of that. So these are the key factors here. Stay flat-footed when blocking. This is the number one, is the biggest one. Don't get caught up in missing punches when they're constantly moving back. And all this is going to be covered in the videos. Be ready for step back straights. Your character, we're going to cover that. Chin block, toughness, all that's the most important. Short reach is excellent for inside. We want our accuracy in the 50s. We're going to push waiting opponents and switch a stance to cut them off. All this is going to be covered but that's just a quick summary. So, and again, we can stay right on people. Even a new person could do this and win a lot of fights. So we're just going to be on these guys, and it's a lot of fun. And we'll get started in a minute here. You can see when they throw straights, we're going to be covering that as well, so we can you'll learn which punches to throw at the right time. Now this is what we don't want to do. You see, so I'm emulating on the left, a side step, uppercut, back step, straight, dude, the typical thing at OWC. Do not want to be throwing punches like this in the middle of the ring. We're going to get on them, and that will be in the video. We're going to just not punch out in the middle of the ring, because eventually, like, Tyson is just losing his health and stamina, and the other dude's just picking him apart, and people will do that to you online. So it's mandatory that we follow along with this as far as like the pressure goes. Here's another thing: less is more. This throwing and trying to do too much right away is a recipe to lose the fight. And that's the most common thing. These last two are the most common thing I see on YouTube when people try to brawl or even play the game, basically. So we can't do it. This is the proper way. See, we're gonna keep pushing forward, pushing forward, pushing forward. And now, because he's got the Philly shell, we can break that with power uppercuts to the body. We're gonna soften the guy up with body shots early, and then later we'll go for the KO. So we're always gonna get a late KO, and now, we're not gonna play any games with letting him sidestep uppercut us and all that bullshit. So we land some punches and we're gonna go in. And now we can a little bit use jab to close the distance and push up on him, but other than that, no punching in the middle of the ring, period. We have a lot of time. We have 10 rounds, like a half hour. We're gonna push up on him, and when we box him in, we'll beat him down. And as the body punches start kicking in, the damage you've done with your body punches, and the rounds elapse, his legs will start slowing down, and then we can use these tactics to stay on him. We're gonna stay on him like glue, and then by the end of the fight, they're gonna be trying to run away from you, and we just go forward, and get a lot of late knockouts. Okay, so that's going to be the main strategy, and again, all this is going to be covered coming up here. And just to talk about how this works real fast is we're going to flick the left stick the same direction he's moving, and we stay right with him. Okay, this is very important because we're going to learn to cut people off so we can beat them down. Now here, what we're doing here is we're going to switch stance while this dude's running away. So and this is a thing that most people don't do online, but it's going to help a lot. See, if we're moving right, we want our right foot back. If we're moving left, we want our left foot back. So now, see, I can stay with him. When he goes back the other way, we're going to switch our stance again. So if we're moving to the left, we're gonna switch our lead, or we're gonna switch with our left foot back. If we're going right foot back. Okay, now here's another thing you need to look out for is don't even play this game. I went on YouTube and I searched for like the best player on Fight Night, period. This is an old video. I don't know who this is, but you can see apparently like the dude's like 120 and 0 or something. And you can see it's just darting around, throwing straights out, and occasionally like side step uppercut. Just straight, darting in, out, side to side. Like, F all that. You're not even going to participate with that. You're just going to get right up on his chest and make him punch like in a normal fashion. Because if you get hit with back step straight, side step straights, all that, you will get hurt. But these light, skinny guys cannot hurt you if you just right up on him. Like, this is the way to do it. It's like this guy on the right is very light and fast. He's undefeated. He's got a big huge record. But you see, we're going to just kind of walk him down, and we're not going to punch until he's near the ropes. And then we're going to just slowly chip away at his stamina with our body shots and making him punch and work. But we want exchanges where we're not running into stepping stuff, like counter punches, back step straights, side step uppercut, all that. Now here's another caveat thing. This is like if you have a hardcore spammer, and this dude, his name's even Golden Spammer, the first 2-3 rounds is going to be a little bit different. We're not going to pressure him, but we're going to do like this. So when we build our fighter, we're going to have a real high level straight to the body from southpaw. And that's very important because the southpaw straight to the body goes under orthodox straight to the head. So they're going to be just slamming away with straight. So we need to focus the first 2 to 3 rounds on countering his straight, and then we can get started later in the fight. But this is one of the few exceptions on getting real aggressive early, because we want to survive just these first couple rounds. And you'll see here in a minute that we're going to just survive. We get maybe even a little bit spammy with our straight to the body, but that is the counter, or the hook to the body. That's the counter. So if he's slamming and spamming straights, then we need to throw, for every straight, we need to throw a low punch to his body on his straight side. So our left straight to the body or our left hook to the body. And so we clinch him 2 or 3 times. We just want to get through these rounds. And with all those power punches that he's just throwing right away, there's no way this fight will go the distance, because he won't have the stamina, or if I engage him, I'm not going to have the health. So we're just going to survive against a hardcore spammer. First 3 rounds, and then as the fight goes on, he's not going to be able to do this. But if we play along with this and we participate, like, we are going to lose, because the straight is so powerful, so fast, and just so broken after the patch EA did to the fight night, that anything we do is not going to be enough to beat power straights constantly coming at us. So we have to let everything slow down, and and let the game punish him for throwing missing all those straights and throwing so many punches. So we just want to get through this with as least amount of damage as we can without blowing our stamina, and just kind of getting into the 4th, 5th round. And you'll see here that I was able to. So we kept this guy going, and just take it easy. Now here we're in round 9, right? So it's important that you are able to, get late in the fight in order to win late in the fight. So, and here's another example of what we're doing. In this case, like, watch my stamina. Now, this is why when we build the fighter, you want to kind of follow along with that, because see how I'm gassing out, throwing uppercuts? In this particular fighter, I didn't have my uppercuts at body level, so I threw them and I gassed out. Anyway, I've been gone for almost 2 months. Been all over these places, and ended up for the most part up in northern California, real remote area. Like, I have unlimited data, of course, but my Wi-Fi hotspot, they don't give that to you unlimited. So I just had like a laptop with my main PC with all my video stuff and all that at home in Texas. So but I have a lot of comments. I just got back about 4 days ago. Got a lot of comments to get to. One thing I hate is when you leave comments on their channel and you don't even get a response back. I hate that myself. So I'm definitely I enjoy all the comments and stuff anyway. So I'm going to be getting on those tomorrow. And if you see this video, that's why it took me so long. Just been away, man. All right. So I appreciate everybody, and we're going to get started here. Okay, so yeah, this is King Bishop. He was actually on Crusher's channel the other day. He's on the internet. He's got like 4 fights, so I figured I'd add him in and do some brawling with him. And that was a guy that I fought before. But anyway, you can see on this record there, he was on a real big win streak, like 20-something, 30-something fight win streak. He's a very experienced player. And actually, I have nothing bad to say about him. I'm not calling him a spammer or anything like that. It's just that he happened to be, on the recorded. So these punches he's doing, this 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, real up close, is not doing anything. So just block those. And this particular fight is going to be very simple. So we're just going to block and keep going forward. We might make sure that we can hit him. And I'm trying some pull counters there, but I missed too many of them. So I didn't keep doing it so much. But remember, the left hook or straight to the body goes under their orthodox straight, just like my other videos. So our hook goes in there, and this is really damaging to him. is when he's throwing and I'm hitting him with those level 20 hooks. So it takes a while to kick in, or the body work take effect. Takes some rounds. So we're just gonna kind of try to stay on him and never do that. I don't know why I did that. Like, get that out of here. We don't need that. That backstep bullshit. So we're gonna block, right? Block, block, block. Now he's waiting for a step back straight, so we're gonna push him. Again, the straight from the southpaw position will go under his straight to the head. Now he's waiting for a backstep. When they pause, always either walk away or give them a push, because they're waiting to do a backstep straight on you. And that punch is so powerful that it will knock you out easy, no matter how much better, endurance or conditioning you have compared to the opponent. Like, it only takes one. So when he's like throwing rapid straights, the natural counter is the hook or straight to the body from southpaw. So if he throws straights, we got to throw that left to the body low. If we throw on the other side, he's going to hit us. So if they spam straights, I mean, you almost got to kind of spam, the shots to their straight side. That's just how the mechanics work. So. And remember, like the other videos, we stay flat-footed here. So we let go of the stick when we punch or block, unless we absolutely need to go forward. That way, when he does a step back, it won't catch us most of the time. So we're going to really work that body a lot early in the fight, because body shots are more accurate than punches to the head, and we want to just wear him out. The idea is not to knock him out or anything, or even care about scoring at this particular point in time. The idea here is to wear him out so we have a stamina advantage later. And I don't know why I did that. That's not cool. Yeah, these little punches here, they're not doing anything. Don't do that. It's better to throw like 2 super hard punches, 2 power punches, than like 8 real fast, like jab hook, jab hook, jab hook, when you're real close. And also, muscle group fatigue is a feature in the game. See this dude, he's just throwing all these uppercuts to my body. You just want to block him and block 3 or 4 or 5 and then hit him back. So you can't throw up close like real fast like that. Okay, so on this fight, I wasn't really paying attention to my stamina. I didn't really care. Like, this particular character, this fat dude, it's just for fun. But I'm at 9% stamina going around 2, and it's very important that you want to try to be at 97, 95 as heavyweight, rated 90 OWC. If you're down in the 80s, that's the problem. You can't really win like that, Even 90 is very low for round 2. So you see, we stay flat-footed, right? Unless we have to go forward, that will prevent his landing the back step straight on us. Every once in a while, when he's throwing uppercut, especially, we're going to do a bob and weave, and then one punch off of it, a bob and weave hook. Now we're up on the ropes. We got him up in here, so we're going to start hitting him. But we want to keep our combos short. We don't want like 10 punches. We want like 4. You'll see how I stop it. Even though I could have kept going, I think I threw 4 or 5 on that one, and then paused, and then kind of reset. You don't want to just keep throwing and throwing, because it opens you up to get knocked out. Now he's pushing, and everybody's going to push you. So I have a video called Push Straight. So what we're going to do, we're going to flick the left stick directly back at the opponent right after he pushes. I have a video called Push Straight. Like, check that out. It shows exactly what to do. But this is a mandatory thing that you learn, because when you're aggressive, and you're right in their face, they're going to try and get rid of you. They're going to try and get you out of there. So they're going to push you, and they're always going to try a lot of step back straight. So those are the 2. There's 3 main things you need to learn. the number one is not wasting punches like I just did there or missing punches. Number two is not getting hit with step back straights, right? And the number three is yeah, is dealing with the push straights. So you got number one is missing punches. You want to be at like at least in the 50s on accuracy, 50%, and then avoiding the step back straights by leaving the not touching the left stick, stay flat footed punching, or blocking, and then avoid countering the push straights, especially if you're going to be brawling. Okay, so here you'll see like I'm starting, my health's kind of going down. You want to have your bar at 100% while you're fighting, and I think I actually do get dropped here in a minute. If you watch our stamina now, you see the stamina here? So I'm going to take a piece of stamina off him and myself. Like watch my stamina bar. There we go. So what happens is when you have a lot more weight on your character, so I'm like 253 here, I think he's 230, you can clinch like 3 to 4 times around, like max. And then after he misses some punches or you land a big one, then you can do that. But don't do it consecutively. You see, so that's 2 times now. And since all I'm doing is accelerating the our fatigue levels because I have more stamina than him. I know because of the body shots he's been taking. He missed some step back straights, all that. So it's okay to do it now at this point. So he's paused. He's pausing. See this pause he's doing? So we're never going to hit people when there's pause waiting for us. Because they're setting up step back straight with that. So he's throwing a lot of uppercuts, which is the right thing to do. That's cool. And see, now I'm just standing here taking it. So I don't know, man. That's kind of comes with the territory sometimes. Because what you do not want to do is be like backing away whenever they're attacking. In my opinion, if you're new to all this, it's better to just stand there and block and just try to get through without retreating. And that's, you don't want to end up running away, being on the ropes, getting beat up and stuff. Just if you have all the character attributes, the toughness, the chin, the goal, the gold toughness boost, and you got the heart and all that, and the block and cross block, power style. Just stay on him. So he's paused. Now watch out for the step back straight. So we don't have to always punch either. We got 10 rounds to work with. We're round 3 here. And also I got knocked down. So at this point, like I'm going to lose this round 10-8 anyway. So I'm just going to blow my stamina and all that if I start punching at him a lot. So it's just a lost cause as it is. And conversely, if you knock someone down, like you're done, man. You don't have to do anything else because you don't want to blow your stamina and win the round with 200 punches when you could win it with, 40, So he's paused. We got to be watch that step back. And then now when he pushes, we want to throw one punch at a time if we can. Otherwise, we'll miss punches. And missing punches, like I said, number one reason why people lose. Okay, so yeah, this stamina is a mess right now. We're at 84. We should be like 90, but so just kind of digging around with this stuff here. So this is where we got to be careful. See, they're just paused. You need to be flat-footed when you punch, and if you don't know what to do, like power uppercut to the body, like one, maybe two max.
They couldn't keep their arms up by the time they got to the 8th, 9th, 10th round. That's kind of the way this guy fights.
The Lions showing you what it takes to be the best in this business. Good, crisp, calm.
There we go. We got the bomb weave going a little bit when they're kind of slowing down, right? You don't do it in the middle of the ring when they're fresh. You want to do it after they've thrown a few punches, you know, and they're kind of getting a little bit more fatigued, you know, not when they're fresh with a brand new fight, you know, like when they start slowing down. But definitely practice that offline, because I get many knockdowns with the bob and weave late in fights.
Find the target, get the combination working, land both punches.
So just stay on him and block. And if you haven't seen my other videos, there's got like perfect block, advanced blocking. It's called advanced blocking. It shows a lot of this so you can just stay right on people.
Scored by Bazooka. Bazooka is showing you that sublime skill right now with that two-punch combo. Solid shot, the overhand left.
We gotta be careful. He's pushing us now, so it's very easy to miss punches like this if he pushes at the right time. And missing punches, the biggest factor in people losing a lot of fights online. So we want our accuracy preferably in the 70s, but no less than maybe 55. Yeah, that's not cool. I don't know what he's doing there.
That's a good left hand by Bazooka.
So there's a step back. Remember, he paused on us. So, and if you can, if you're gonna throw some punches, like go low, high, high, low. You know, like hook to the body, hook to the head, uppercut body, hook to the head, etc.
Another round in a fight that's been very entertaining, but I wouldn't want to be a judge. This is one of those fights that could go either way. A well-timed right hand by Lewis. Right to the body. The Lions jacked by an uppercut.
Yeah, you'll notice I'm throwing a lot of times using my left hand, and that's pretty much why I'm a southpaw, is because the way that the game mechanics works is the left hand is going to counter the right hand a lot easier than if I were throwing on his left side. I want to throw on the same side as his straight, you know, predominantly. Because most people, not this guy so much, not saying him, but most people throw more straights than any other punch. You know, even though that's not how it is like in real life. But in this game, the straights are powerful. Everybody just throws straights a lot. So the left hand from southpaw is going to counter a lot of different things while they're throwing. Yeah, see this missing punches here? That right there, that will cost the fight after. It won't take many either. See that? This is mandatory. So when you got people backing away and they dart in and hit you, you got to be very careful and catch yourself before you get into a pattern of, you know, a guy comes up, you throw, he backs away from it, then he comes back up, you throw, he backs away from it. You cannot have that. It doesn't seem like it's going to do too much, you know, negative at first, but when it accumulates, man, and honestly, almost all the people, or vast majority of people if I watch YouTube fights, the vast majority of people lose because they throw and they miss too many punches. And for most people, it's a step back straight. Like they keep trying, they keep fishing for a step back straight, and they might land 1 out of 5 or 6. It's just not worth it. You're going to gas out. So these missed punches is horrible for your win rates. It's better to just walk up to him and smash him with a body shot than it is to try, you know, knock him out. And the goal of these fights here, the brawler style, like this one is this is very mild, I guess you could say. You know, it's not. I got a lot more really brawleristic type things, I guess you could call it, on other videos. But the idea here is just to kind of grind them down slowly. You see, I did a step back straight myself. Don't do that shit. It's not worth it. It gasses you out too easy.
Maybe it allows his opponent to have a little bit of hope, a little ray
Is
of
we're
hope.
this is good for us. You see how we're just trading here and up close because we got 67-inch reach, right?
Good exchange. He fires back. And you see what he can do when he sends
Now I switched stance, and now you notice, even though on my stats I have no straight stats to the head at all, or jabs, or my uppercuts like 3 green bars, we can still use those occasionally. It's very good to do that, especially late in the fight. Because even that straight I'm throwing at him, that will stun him, even knock him down. Believe it or not, it happens all the time.
the Lions on the wrong end of a razor-sharp hook.
Okay, so there's a step back. We knew it was coming. This time, because he's tired, we can get a little fancy, and we're going to throw a lunging hook.
Lewis's movement helped out there.
But keep it short. Remember, 2 punches at a time,
Final minute of this
or
round
1.
that has been nothing but 2 straight minutes of non-stop fury.
Fasten your seatbelt. More turbulence ahead.
How about that left hand? Good flush shot by Lewis. Lewis is putting his punches together now. That's a nice combination.
Okay, we got to be careful again with him pushing, because we can miss punches. There we go. We missed one there. Yeah, that's not good to do that 1-2 real close like that.
3 minutes gone by in this round. 3 minutes gone by in this round.
Okay, round 7's here.
Here at the start of this round, which
And
is part of what has been a very evenly fought fight. One of those fights that's going to be very hard.
yeah, once again, so I'm going to throw some uppercuts, even though they're not leveled up.
Two-punch combo by Lewis. How about a return to center?
Oh, see that back step straight, what he's looking for, even though he's exhausted, or he's not really quite exhausted yet, but, you know, he's not fresh. It doesn't matter.
By Bazooka.
He can knock us out anytime with that.
Yeah, and he forced him to punch. He made him. He drew it out of him. And then he
You know what I need to do here, too, now that I'm looking at it after the fact, is I should have really kept doing that uppercut more
Covers up nice
to his head
rid of his opponent's
from my
body.
left side.
Bazooka's going below the belt. Has finally
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that, man. Gonna lose a fight on points by doing that shit. Plus, this dude never quits or anything, you know, and he's been around a long time, man. Like, he uses all different kinds of characters and everything, you know, he has different styles, so he seems like a pretty decent dude, you know. Shouldn't have fouled him.
doing well here with that two-punch combination. Come on, baby, use your feet. He returns the favor with an uppercut. Hey, get out of there. You gotta see that coming, champ. Let's go. You gotta see that. Blocks away that headshot.
Yeah, I need to push him back, see.
Great movement to get away from those punches.
Yeah, see those single power shots much better than real rapid, fast, soft combos up close.
Here we are, round number 8. Good fight so far. Very close, competitive fight.
Yeah, so we're
Good
about,
back and forth
he's up by a
action.
point.
What could be the difference maker at this
So
point, Teddy?
now
Well, who
at this
wants to
point
beat
in the
Christopher
fight, we
Columbus?
gotta
Yeah, that's what
start
it's
kind
about
of
right
worrying
now.
about
Search
scoring,
out.
you know.
Go into those
So
areas you
the
haven't
head
gone
point
yet,
or
you
head
know?
punch is what
And don't
scores
worry about
points
the
for you
earth
for
being
most
flat. Don't
part.
think you're gonna fall off. Just
So
keep going.
you want
Find
to
more
try,
holes.
you know, late. Just
What
keep
an
that in mind, and also
excellent
keep in mind
two-punch combo by
jabs
Lewis.
don't really score.
That's great stuff.
So if you throw like
He fires
600
one
jabs a
right back
fight
after
and
taking
you're
one.
losing,
Gotta love
you
the
know, they
work
don't score
by
too
the
well. You
Lion.
know? So hooks, uppercut, straight to the head. Yeah, see that slop, can't have that. that too.
Lewis is now feeling the after effects of being rocked by a huge hook to the head. Nice work, the left hand to the head. 90 seconds to go, halfway through round 8. He gets hit, but he gives it.
See,
right
the whole
back.
time maybe wondering, like, why don't you throw some combos, or why don't you just throw at him there? The thing is, he's got that step back straight, and that is shuts down like all the big combos and all that. Because I love throwing like 10-piece combos and everything, but that step back straight is just, it works so well at any point. There we go, right there, that punch. That straight to the body will counter that, obviously, you saw. So what happened was I pressed the left stick towards him with the uppercut. He steps out of range, catches me, and you see my health. It really went down real far. That's mandatory. Do not absorb those punches like that. So the straight punch with southpaw is basically what you want to use to try to stop that. Also stay flat-footed.
Blocks the headshot. That was not well targeted by Lewis. That's a forceful two-punch combo by Bazooka.
And this is another benefit of having the short reach. So we've got 67 here. I recommend if you gotta go higher than that, I would say 69, maybe 70 max. But once you get past 70, it's not so good. But this is where that helps, because you can just throw some hooks and some uppercuts up close. Because all fights at the end of the fight, you know, all fights late rounds, they can be close. So if a dude wants to push up on you and it's round 9-10, he'll be able to do it. If you don't have any good short range punches, you're done. Either that or you got to run like a bitch. See, that one punch to the body, that hard punch, is much better than that three-piece that I just threw.
He was just tagged by a big uppercut.
Now he's waiting for a step back. See, he's paused there. You gotta push him.
Damaged by that shot upstairs. Bazooka's getting the job done with hooks on the inside here, Teddy.
Well,
See,
right
he's
now,
jumping
if
around
I'm the
backwards,
opponent,
right?
You know
We gotta watch out.
I catch that hook on my glove, and bang, I shoot back a straight right hand.
I think he's recognizing that his stamina's too low to really do much other things, and really that's kind of, for him, that's a smart strategy, is looking for that, because all this other stuff's not going to really do anything to me now, but that, the step back will take me out. We just keep grinding away. Short combos. And then we got the lunging punches to the body. So before we did the lunging hook, now he's tired, we can start using more lunging punches. Just beware though of the back step straight.
Well-targeted combination by Lewis.
Keep it tight inside.
Even this jab, with some extension, it's still good to use, even though I got one green bar.
Scores up top with a left. The Lions right in this fight. Now he's trailing.
Okay, so we're going to round 10, I think, with 61% stamina. So, my stamina's been floating around the 60th percentile for the last 3 rounds or so. What that means is basically that he's not really hurting me anymore. So he doesn't have enough stamina to really hurt me. So my stamina's not going to really drain too much, So, yeah. And so he's probably in the 40s, and I'm at 60. So, he's going to start getting stunned kind of out of the blue now.
Get to a distance where you're safe. He stood there.
But it's very important that you keep your stamina, because it takes about 60% stamina minimum to be able to force a knockout. So if you go in around 10 and you got 30% or 40, and you have those fights where you know, both you end up just swinging like windmilling your punches in slow motion like you're underwater. That means you need to be more accurate during the fight, or you're throwing just too many punches in general, period. As a heavyweight, you want to keep your punch count like in the 600s, like maximum.
Ways to defend.
Depend, you know, if you're a brawler,
He did it there well. And now
650, something like that,
upstairs.
for total.
Bazooka's showing you that sublime skill right.
Okay, southpaw, we're going to use our right hand. Remember, just like the orthodox straight, we use our left hand. Now we're using our right hand.
The left hand scores. Able to show you his blocking ability.
I'm throwing more right hooks now.
He took a shot, but he came back with a right hand of his own. The Lions putting forth that.
And another thing that's good too, because the muscle group fatigue, if you watch my other fights or my other videos, it's like kind of like this. Like, just say you're painting a room and you got your right hand up and you're painting. Sooner, after a long period of time, you keep painting, you know, your arm gets tired, and it's better to actually switch to your weak arm and do it, you know, than it is to keep doing it with your tired arm. So if you throw like 300 left hooks, like, you're gonna do better at the near the end throwing your right hook. It's gonna be not as tired, because there is a thing called muscle group fatigue in this game.
Lewis is back up on his feet. Let's see what he has now. And banging away he goes. That was a big shot that floored him. And it's
I got kind of spammy with the hooks, but anyway, props to this dude for not quitting. And yeah, he's like, I was surprised his record was as good as it was at this point, but the next fight, the guy, for me, is much more difficult, and that will be coming up soon. And we got his name's Finest KO. If you ever see a guy, he's a real thin little slickster type guy, and the style that I use is more of a brawler, a real brawler, than so much this is. What's important here is the short height, so 5'10" is a heavyweight, and we want either big boned Mike Tyson or Fat Man. Like, the way I see it, Fat Man's the most durable, Mike Tyson's the hardest hitter in short combinations, like 2 punches, and Big Bone is like a mix between the two. So big boned Tyson or Fat Man. And then the height, 5'10", the weight, we want 250 or higher. But the more weight you have, the faster you gas out. But the more power, more damage, or more punches you can take. The lighter weight, you got a lot more agility, speed, and your overall stamina or endurance. So stick with 70-inch reach or less. Okay. And then what we want to do is like southpaw, because we already talked about how the left hand like counters all the right stuff. Inside fighter or brawler, our style is power, because we're right up on them. And then our punch style will be power, and our block is definitely cross. As far as these go, it seems to me that when these are set the same way that you fight, like in between rounds, you get back more stamina. You know, so could be wrong, but some people swear by it. Some people, you know, say it does nothing. But definitely the fight's back has a massive help. So, but here we're setting our punches. So basically how I think I'm going to throw them, as far as like, you know, the number of punches and all that. So we want fights back though, for sure. And then so we got our hooks leveled up, the straight to the body. This is a different video, because we can use it as a jab to the body, but the level hooks to the body, the uppercuts to the body, combinations. But number one is chin, heart, blocking, combos, and your toughness. Right, and this head movement, you just need to go to the first gold star, because we can do a bob and weave. We don't really need head movement. Plus, if you're not good with it, it'll gas you out. And also another thing to mention is straight to the head is like 9,700 points. The hook to the body is 3,300. So for a price of 1 straight to the head, you get 2 level 20 hooks to the body and a halfway up leveled uppercut body. So you get almost 3 punches for the price of 1. Now this is the OWC heavyweight inside fighter, basically the same stats. The important thing with that is your gold toughness boost and your power boost. So if you can buy it, it's about $3 for each boost, or just try to unlock it. As far as I know, the store still works also. Okay, so we're short. We've got the fat guy for the durability, but you can, go with Tyson or even Big Bone. Big Bone's good too. I used to use that all the time. All right, so next fight will be starting in a minute, and we'll get there then. Okay, coming up here in a minute after this little section is the next fight, was versus another undefeated guy, but he's a much tougher opponent in my opinion. But anyway, what we're looking at here real quick again is this darting around, just poking straights out. So the next fight, the guy doesn't quite do this, but a little bit similar. And we're going to see how we just push up on him and we don't even participate. Because all that's doing, they're just darting around, and when they're fresh, and they're just trying to catch you with a lucky straight to stun you or knock you out. So we're not doing none of this shit like that. Okay, so we're going to just go forward and walk up to him. We're going to flick the left stick towards him to dash in when we need to. So we're going to get started in a second here. And in this fight, like I said, this guy had a big, huge record. And I think this guy is one of the slickest, as far as slicksters go in the OWC community. Like, this is the first time I fought him, but I think he's like one of the best that does it. And I would actually, I admire his skills, man, because he's fighting those big giant spammers, and he's got a little dude. He's got hardly any weight on him, and he's a slickster, and he does really good. And I would actually like to see some of his fights. We should post some. Anyway, we'll get started here, and these captions, we can disregard those. That's because this was on a different playlist a long time ago. Anyway, you can see here this guy is right now is at 6 or 8-0. But I seen his fight hub, and it's just all wins. So we're gonna be very careful. We can tell. Number one, he has Philly shell. Number two, he's got real low weight, or 220 or something like that, and he's got the thinner build. So that means he's gonna be very, very fast. So we need to just be very careful. We're just gonna work uppercuts primarily to the body early. Like, I took that wrist there, he caught me. So he's very good at these body jabs to stop you in your tracks when you're punching, back step straight, side step uppercuts, all this. And he's doing the right thing because I'm pressuring him. He's pushing. That's what you should do. So that Philly shell where the elbow is bent right there is basically, you got about like a 70% chance to land it even if they're blocking. See, he's punching and then he's flicking the stick back, so he's out of range. So I just need to chill. And see, I did a little bob and weave there. And what am I doing, Fallon's dude? Did a little bob and weave on accident, and I got caught. And this is what I'm talking about, how the straight will just stun you like instantly in the first 2 to 3 rounds. So when they're darting around and just poking straight, side step straight, back step straight, forward straight, side step uppercut, straight, like, don't even participate with that shit.
You teach a guy, if you're in this situation, this is what you do. You grab on, you move your head, you survive.
And I'm not saying this guy in this video right here is a spammer or nothing, but you got to be careful with the darting around. At least if you're not even brawling, you're just boxing as well. Just let the first 3 rounds pass, and do some body work, just a little bit, because you want to wait for this. You want to have like a cool-off period for the first couple 3 rounds. So we got another good body shot in. And again, the body shots take about 2 rounds to kick in. So just because we land some body shots early doesn't mean he's going to gas out next round. It takes we'll start seeing this in like round 3, 4. So an important here with these guys like this is high stamina when we go into the next round. So I'm at 97. That's good. You just keep that going. Now you see I'm just kind of blocking. It's hard for these little guys to hurt you. But if you're going forward, or they're stepping to the backwards or stepping to the side and then punching, that's what you need to watch out for. But in general, we can just walk up to them and not worry too much. More bullshit. Like, don't do the back step straight bullshit. I don't know why I did that shit.
You know, it's a little bit of a double-edged sword there, Joe, because
And again, missing punches, and you see my uppercuts are getting through.
alone, you know, and then he's going to get more aggressive. So you want to
So
go
just
out there,
avoid missing
maybe push him
punches.
a little bit, let him think you're okay, let him
And he's
think
real, I guess, agile right now, or springy, however you want to call it.
staying on the outside, buying some time.
Thunder's right hand did a
And every once in a while, we'll give ourselves a pot shot, but really, I should just only punch this guy's body right now. See, we flick the left stick to dash into him. We don't want to be punching into him. We want to just move up on him, and then power. We use our power. Be very careful. Side step uppercuts, back step straights, all that.
well, you could see what he wanted to
I'm going to try to power through.
to land that body shot. Overhand right can be so effective.
Yeah, see, I threw on the right side, so I got hit. That's all right. And Philly Shell is very good at blocking head punches, you know, but it's weak with uppercuts to the body. In fact, when someone's fresh and they're a good player, it's almost impossible to hit them in the head, you know, when they're fresh.
You say, hey, come on, talk a little bit more. You know, everybody else.
At least for me.
It's just not his way. He's not a talker. This guy is not a busy fighter.
Yeah, so it's kind of boring here first because I'm just waiting to get through this first part of the fight. You know, let things kind of normalize and level out. But it really picks up a lot more in the next couple rounds. So again, he's southpaw, so we're going to kind of use our right hand now.
Comes right back at him with a left hand. Thunder's rock by
Yeah, so right hooks versus southpaw.
Now that backhand, the straight left hand scores well for him. Good flush shot upstairs.
Yeah, this guy's got good combos and everything. Like I said, I'd like to see some of his fights, honestly, because he's basically the opposite as me, you know.
Gets one. Good work by the bully. Parries that punch intended for the head. The bully's got a way of just getting away from that punch.
So like I said, we're just going to kind
Right
of, you know, let things
that time. He's
do a little bit of body work and let everybody kind of calm down as far as like all the
both men digging
the power and the speed and everything. We want things to level out because otherwise, you know, we're at a real big disadvantage when it comes to boxing in the middle of the ring with this guy, you know.
strike after catching one by the bully. Thunder's punch is far off the target.
You see, remember our right hand versus southpaw, you saw there that my body jab went and countered his straight, his left straight. So the body, everything on his left side of his body is where we want to punch. So our right hand.
I'm not gonna stand here and watch you take those shots. You understand me? Let's see some defense.
Yeah, I get my ass kicked right now.
Showing a big lead here, up 3-0 on Teddy's scorecard, but even more important than that, he's already
Okay, this is a pretty slow round also.
Once you hurt him in the body, he flows.
Like I said, I'm just kind of waiting a little bit, you know, and wait until the later in the fight here. So,
Well, I don't know if he's hip to
yeah, I actually got very,
I get the sense you'd agree.
I won this fight at the very end with about 1 second left. But so we're just taking it easy here. And, you know, I'm not doing a very good job, man. I'm missing a lot of punches. That's a big deal. And these little fast guys, they'll make you miss and miss and miss. And it doesn't seem like it at first when it's happening, but the accumulation will really get to you. So, like sometimes I've had a few fights here and there because like I said, I'm normally at a 60% accuracy, somewhere in there, 59, 63. But there have been people like this that I fought, and you know, just kind of fighting them, and I find like I'm at 39% accuracy or something to my head punches. That will not cut it. You can't be in the 20s or 30s or even 40s for that matter on your accuracy. But you can see I'm on that trend right now. I'm really not doing the best job at all here. So I need to stick to the body. What I should have done here too is remember in the earlier, he's moving off to his left quite a bit. I should have switched my stance so my right foot was back. But this guy's experienced. He knows what he's doing. So that might have not even helped anyway. Plus, he's still too fresh to really pressure. So this is going to be kind of a slow round, and I believe it's the next round it really picks up, and I use a lot more aggression. But again, we're just going to let the fight just kind of slow down and level out.
Gaddy's given us a good showcase of defense here tonight, especially up top. His head movement is just sublime.
And his opponents cooperate.
Yeah, really blowing it with those missed punches.
And he's continuing to miss. He's making no adjustments. A guy's moving his head. You know what you
But the important thing here is I got back 12%, and I'm basically back where I was with the stamina because I blew it the round previous with that. And because you're having the stamina is super important, especially against these little small light guys. If you miss a lot of punches and everything, they're going to tear you up at the end of the fight.
Pulled the trigger on that overhand left. You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there.
Okay, so now things are slowing down a little bit. See, it's easier for me to land on him, and his legs aren't quite as fresh, so it makes it much easier. But with his thin body, the low weight, and the Philly shell, and his build, you know, and I'm sure he's got his character tuned the best that he can with all his settings and everything. Like, it's like just even almost like worth, what do you call that? It's a futile, really, to try to really land anything big on him early in the fight.
Halfway into round number 5 here. Gaddy's putting forth that hard work he did in training camp there, landing a
Yeah, that's a good combo he just did. The jab to the head, uppercut body, left hook head. That's a real good combo. You should try to learn that if you can yourself.
hands up defensively, protecting the head.
Yeah, you see how springy he is? He's just stepped back completely out of range like that
With his guard.
and caught me.
The bully's absorbing a hook. Gaddy's been doing a very good job landing that uppercut against his opponent. Teddy, if you're his opponent, you know that uppercut's coming. What
So we just need to keep grinding forward and just try to really work on being accurate. And again, we do that with power body shots first. Let's see if I took any stamina off him with this clinch. Yep.
And the bell rings, signifying the end of the round. Thunder's in control of this fight, Teddy. Sometimes you can just look at it and see it as clear as day. He's ahead on the scorecards.
Yeah, I have my head on my scorecard too. But right now, he can't afford to coach because this guy is still dangerous. He has to still stay on his P's and Q's.
Good return fire that time. How about a return to
Okay, so
with the left hand?
more whiffing out there. Okay, see how we're just kind of standing on him now, staying right there? You know, he can't really hurt us, like I said, unless he's doing that, stepping back, step back straight, all that. So basically, like the caption says here, all I really need to worry about is any of the stepping stuff, and mostly the straight. But you see, it's getting a little bit easier now for me to catch up to him. But that doesn't mean we're going to go crazy, right?
The bully's able to land a good, solid
And
left hand.
he's going to be looking for the step back here. And again, I can use a straight even though it's not leveled up once in a while.
Good job there, able to avoid that punch. Well, that was his intention, and that's what he's doing. Not engaging in the fight, but clinching.
Yeah, took another piece of stamina off there.
Gaddy's punch didn't come close. Nice block. Yes,
Okay, another thing you'll notice too with the camera, you see his head twisting, like it's noticeable when I'm hitting him. Watch his head when I land a punch, his head will kind of twist a little bit more exaggerated, you know, more so than when he's fresh. That's a good indicator too if he's starting to get tired enough.
sixth round.
Okay, so we're doing a little bit better now, and our punches are landing easier, and we're going to start scoring easier too. And the most important thing, is not going to be so mobile, so we can hopefully not miss too many punches.
He is not in good shape. He could be on the deck in moments.
Yeah, see?
Right, thunder.
Remember the fights back setting on our character, on the AI?
Able to dismiss it. Off to the side, a little swing and a miss going upstairs. Dismisses his opponent's headshot.
And what we don't want to do, so we push him because we don't want him to be set, and because they know, like when you come up to him and you can throw a punch, they're going to step back, and they're either going to probably straight you, step back straight, and like we said earlier, that punch alone is probably by far in this game has the most knockouts out of any punch. See, so we had to kind of use a little bob and weave in there, and now we're kind of picking it up here. But not crazy. We're not going to continuously just charge in, And now he's shelled up, so we're going to give him a push. And every once in a while, go ahead, go for a hard head punch, but be careful with that. And another thing too, now that we're halfway through the fight and he's way ahead, we do have to worry about score. And I don't talk about that. I don't know why I did that, and now I just lost another point. So if you're gonna have a close fight, you know what I mean? Like, don't do that. Okay, so now we're landing harder. I would have had that last round too, but I fouled him like an idiot. So anyway, so you notice before early in the fight he was bouncing all around the ring, right? And now we got him up on the ropes, and you can kind of tell by his body language, or his characters. If you got a real high def TV, you can see like his mouth open or starting open, but you'll see a little bit of difference in the way that his character's behaving. So we're just going to walk in, and if we have to, we'll flick the left stick at him to dash it into. But we're not going to be boxing in the middle of the ring, See, like right here, we're not going to punch because he's going to step back. There you go. He went for it.
Then you might have to look for a change. You might have to make a change if you're going to survive.
And remember the uppercuts, the power uppercuts, the Philly shell, you got to get through most of the time to the body.
And now he brings the left hand upstairs. What a great job. He gave one right back.
And now another important thing or a good reason for making, dragging the fight out and not really starting until later is like all those step backs and everything is not as fast. So you can see it a lot easier. And this goes in general for just people playing the game, period, is regardless of what style you have, is later in the fight, like it's just a lot, it's just kind of like more skill based, what I'm saying, because like when they're fresh, the straights and everything are so powerful, they can just bounce around and they'll get a real fast knockout. So you want to drag things out.
On my scorecard too, and right now he's got to do something that you hate to be in this position, but he's in that position.
Yeah, missing punches there.
You have to risk it all now to be able to catch up.
So accurate. Jab, uppercut combination.
I'm just going to stay on him.
Oh,
And now, as long as I don't take too many of those counter uppercuts, because we're going to be hitting harder now because of all the body work and things kind of leveled out as far as stamina stuff goes. We're going to score a lot easier too, because when it's early and they're real fast and slick, like going to the head and trying to outscore them is just not a good idea, because you're going to blow your stamina and everything. You're going to lose the round anyway. So you're better off just working the body and losing the rounds anyway early, and then later on, it's a lot easier to catch up to them.
Good right hand. Took a shot. Now he gives a left. The bully's almost looking foolish that time he missed so badly. Fine looking combination from him now.
Well, that's the benefit of combination punching right there, Joe. The first couple missed, but the third...
And I think right here what I'm doing, I'm trying some bob and weaves. He's being smart to it now. He's going to the body. So finally we catch him, Almost gas out here too. Get too over eager with this stuff. But we need to score because, in round 9, I'm way behind. So there, finally he goes down, and it's going to be a lot easier coming up here, hopefully.
Pulled out into a world of trouble, a world of punches.
Gaddy's getting a break as for now, but Teddy, he looked horrible at the end of that round. He was taking a lot of punishment.
Now this is where you really
Okay, it's round 10. I need a knockdown at least, and see what we can do here. We just got to be very careful of his step back straight, because right now when they're tired, that's really all you got to watch out for.
Good work with the uppercuts. Nice job there.
And he does some clinches and stuff, and yeah, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I clinched him earlier, and I was looking at his player hub. I know he's got like a 20 fight streak going or something, maybe more, and I wouldn't want to lose the very end either. So he's going to clinch and all that, but so I don't really have a problem with that, But you can see his head twisting, and these punches are hurting him now, even though I'm basically running out of gas myself. But he's in worse shape than I am, so we just need to land some punches on this guy.
Well placed, well timed combo up top.
And there's no way I would have had the stamina to do this if I had been tangling with him in those early, like the second, third, fourth, fifth rounds. It was kind of boring, kind of laid back, didn't do a lot. But we use our stamina now, because when we land the body shots earlier, over time it's going to slow him down like it is now. And then we basically, instead of throwing all those punches out in the middle of the ring in round 3, 4, and 5, just trying to score some points, which is futile because he's so fast, we save our punches for now, so we can kind of rally at the end here. So we want to let him get him tired out, and then save our punches so we can kind of rally at the end. But yeah, this dude, if this is finest KO, if you see this, like, post some videos of your fights against like the big giant spammers, if you have some, or if you can. I would like to see that, especially with your little guy here. Yeah, so needed that. And this is a level 1 straight. Remember I told you I don't have no stats in my straight. It's the default 1 green bar, and it still stuns people. Happens all the time. So when you're building your fighter, like, you don't even need a level 20 straight, and it uses so many points that it takes so much from you just to level that punch out. And I know it has a lot of 1-punch KOs and all that, but to consistently win, I think it's better to go, with longer fights and grind people down, because some people are masters at avoiding that straight, So that accuracy was not horrible, but could have been better. For someone that's fast and slick, it's not too bad. But yeah, good fight to this dude, and yeah, I like a style for a slickster. If I was a slickster type guy, I would probably want to model my style after this guy. So anyway, once again, so you can see the the most important stats here is chin number one, uh, blocking, heart, and then combination is important. And the head movement could be lower. We don't need that much head movement if we use a bob and weave. And yeah, straight to the body. In my other videos, I explain that you can use you switch the stance. You have the straight to the body. So when you're fighting fast guys and you need to jab their body a little bit early in the fight to slow them down, or you keep big spammers off you, you can do that. So it works as both a straight and a jab if you switch your stance. Yeah. So okay, one more thing is I wanted to say was thanks to all the guys that went out to ESBC and then made videos for us, keep us in the loop of the development of that game. So that would be like Study, Showbiz Adult, Boxing Fanatico, and there's a couple other guys I don't quite remember their names. But anyways, appreciate that for all you guys, and hopefully it's not a spam fest. But unfortunately, I don't have my hopes very high because every single combat sport game, especially boxing MMA, has bullshit. It started in the first EA MMA from 2009 or 2010 before UFC game that had exploits and gimmicks that would allow people to win right away with no skill. The MMA 2010, UFC 2010, that had where you could mod it, and then people had 255 level character where everybody else is like 95 or something. I saw that. It's all bullshit. This UFC game I don't really play, but from what I understand online is people run. It's a bullshit shit fest, cheese ball fest. So, I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully not. And also, one more thing too. Yeah, Study. I saw your boxing video, your real one. Yeah, keep it up. Make sure you stay in the gym, man. Because when you stay away from it, you know how it is. Stay in there, man. And plus, you're still pretty young, so you can, if you really put your heart into it, man. You can do real well, dude. And just like don't, waste that away because if you have the heart to actually even go in the gym and get in the ring, that's a whole. There's very few, maybe 3 out of 100 people will be able to do that. So stick with that. Make sure you stay in the gym. And also, yeah, I think that's it. Oh yeah, the comments. I think I went over that. I'm gonna get to the comments within this week here, and appreciate everybody watching. Obviously, you can probably tell I'm getting very tired and been talking forever now, but I appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all soon.
Still landing power punches. Misses the couple of right uppercuts as Brawler content to stay on the ropes and I don't know what Brawler's complaining to the referee. He's complaining about something, but he's going to have to keep focus here. Left hook by Maidana. Final 10 seconds of what has been a scintillating second stanza. Right cross connects by Maidana. Brawler eats it. Great start here to this fight. Well, Adrian Brawler very animated in his corner, but this is where a knockdown would occur, and it was ruled a knockdown as it should have been. Maidana landing a big left hook, and yes, that sent Brawler to the canvas. It was a little confusing because the count looked a little weird with referee Lawrence Cole, but here's the left hook getting in. And you know something about that left hook? It almost looked like a jab to the body at first, and now we know why Maidana was throwing so many jabs to the body early. Very good point, Paulie. Terrific.